And we say hello to Clément Bonnereau.
Hi, François.
Today, first big campaign appearance by Emmanuel Macron outside of Paris since Sunday's first round in his hometown of Amiens. And there was Marine Le Pen, his rival, who invites herself to the event.
That's right. Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen both met with workers from the Whirlpool factory in Amiens this Wednesday. Production there is meant to be moved to Poland later this year, and workers have called on candidates to stop this. Now, Emmanuel Macron's meeting with union representatives had been planned well in advance, but Marine Le Pen's visit was scheduled at the very last minute, prompting a public relations showdown, as Charles Pellegrin now reports.
The two pictures couldn't be more different. Emmanuel Macron having a quiet meeting with a few Whirlpool union representatives just before Marine Le Pen made a stunning appearance on the picket line, mingling with a crowd of disgruntled workers.
Emmanuel Macron came here and had no intention of meeting with the employees and joining the picket line. I thought that was proof of the huge contempt he has for what the employees are going through.
The far-right leader's surprise move immediately put the centrist candidate on the back foot, having to explain why he decided not to visit the site.
I was here for over an hour with the Whirlpool union representatives. I was next to the site because the company refused to give us access. Madame Le Pen, on the other hand, is here for political ends because she's haranguing political activists in a car park.
Back on said car park, the crowd was swaying away from Macron.
We didn't want promises, we wanted his support. We didn't want him to say the plant won't close. We just wanted him to support us as fellow Amiennois, to talk about us, here's what's happening to Whirlpool, and he didn't do that.
He won't help us.
And Marine Le Pen?
I guess she has good ideas, but still, I guess I would trust her more than I trust him.
And that's when Macron took to Twitter to say that he would meet with employees at the site after all. Him and the world's press. By that point, the reception was frosty at best, and the smell of burning tires was filling the air.
Do you smell that, Mr. Macron? That's a smell of hard work. They've been waiting for you a long time here.
Yes, I came at the time I thought was right.
The candidate ended up spending an hour talking to workers, broadcasting it live on Facebook. By the time he shook their hands to say goodbye, the booze had slightly subsided.
And Emmanuel Macron is holding a rally in the industrial city of Arras, some 60 kilometres north of Amiens, tonight. It's his first rally since the first round of voting last Sunday. The centrist candidate has been criticised for spending too much time celebrating his win and acting like he's already won round two. Our reporter on the ground, Claire Williams, has been following Emmanuel Macron in Amiens, and she will be covering his rally in Arras tonight. She tells us more about the candidate's strategy to woo working-class voters in a region that voted massively for Marine Le Pen on Sunday.
Emmanuel Macron has not been getting a warm welcome at all here at the Whirlpool factory in his hometown, Amiens. As he arrived, some people booed. Some of the workers here actually called out Marine President. Of course, Marine Le Pen was here herself a few hours ago, and she did get a much warmer welcome. She promised workers that if she was president, her protectionist economic policies would mean that factories like this one would not close down. Emmanuel Macron, though, has also been meeting with workers here, and he told them the Marine is making promises she couldn't possibly keep, and that sometimes factories do have to close down, and that what he would do as president was make sure that workers would be accompanied, they would get welfare so that they could continue to live after losing their jobs, and crucially, he tells them that they would get training. As president, he would put 15 billion euros into training programs to help them retrain afterwards. Clearly, though, his message is not really getting through to workers here. For the moment, they seem much more keen on Marine Le Pen's plan.
That was Claire Williams reporting from the city of Amiens in northern France.
All right, and so we're really getting a flavor squarely of what this second round is about. And it really is a new campaign, this runoff campaign. A new campaign means new campaign slogans.
That's right. We've got two very patriotic posters. It's not only slogans. And both candidates are using the word France in their slogans on their posters. Macron's poster reads Ensemble la France, or Together France. It's quite similar to Nicolas Sarkozy's slogan in the 2007 election, Ensemble tout devient possible. In English, together everything becomes possible. Macron's message is clear. He wants to bring together France after a particularly divisive campaign, which saw over 40% of people voting for either the far right or the far left. He also wants to prove he's a patriot who's keen to defend the interests of the French people. In his own words, he wants to be the president of patriots against the threat of nationalists. Marine Le Pen's slogan, meanwhile, reads Choisir la France, in English, choose France. It's a reference, obviously, to her anti-European, anti-globalization message throughout this campaign. So the slogans look similar, but they both convey very different messages.
All right, add up the votes from the first round of Macron and Le Pen. You only have 45%. It's all about getting the others to come on board. It's going to be what we're talking about in the next hour in the France 24 debate. Tell us about some that are now supporting Macron.
That's right. Well, political heavyweights on the right and on the left have said they will vote for Emmanuel Macron on May the 7th. And one of the latest politicians to throw his support behind the centrist candidate is former President Nicolas Sarkozy. In a message he posted on Facebook, he wrote that he would vote for Macron, a decision which he says is based on reason. He insisted, though, that his vote was not an endorsement of Macron's programme.
All right, so there's those voting for Macron, those endorsing Le Pen, and those saying vote with your feet.
Indeed, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, along with François Fillon, is one of the two kingmakers in this election. Mélenchon won close to 20% of the vote on Sunday. But the leader of the so-called Unbowed France movement says that his supporters should vote for whoever they want, or even decide not to vote on May the 7th. Let's take a listen to his spokesman, Alexis Corbière.
We are proud of having created a new political force, and on the 7th of May, some of us will cast a blank vote. Some will vote for Emmanuel Macron, and others will not go vote. None of these options are immoral. All three options are legitimate, understandable. Not one vote must go to the National Front, not a single one. That option does not exist.
And we've just gotten, well, the poll of the day. They all seem to come out at around this time every day. A 21-point lead, if you believe the IFOP Polling Institute, Emmanuel Macron 60.5%, Le Pen on 39.5%. However, again, and we're seeing it here, it's the question about the undecided voters.
That's right, and many voters are actually even tempted to abstain, especially those who voted for Conservative candidate François Fillon or for Jean-Luc Mélenchon. They say they feel represented by neither Marine Le Pen nor Emmanuel Macron, and some insist that they won't follow anyone's advice. Let's take a listen.
We don't have to follow them. We're old enough to make our own decisions, to know who we want to vote for.
We don't agree with either candidate. Basically, we'll abstain.
There'll be lots of blank ballots, I think.
All right, Clément Bonnereau, many thanks. And you can find Campaign Beat on our website, France24.com.